I just returned from a 10-day mission through the Abraham Accord countries of the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Israel. This delegation was comprised of the executive committee of a new organization called the Zionist Rabbinic Coalition, which is a network of rabbis from all movements and denominations in North America devoted to fostering a relationship that transcends differences over any particular policy and affirms our unbreakable bond and support of the State of Israel. Chaired by our founder, Rabbi Stuart Weinblatt, our delegation was comprised of 12 leaders of the ZRC, Orthodox, Conservative, and Reform, from New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Florida, DC, Ohio, Illinois, and Chicago. All of us in agreement that love and support for Israel must stand as a central tenet of our rabbinate. I have to warn you that I'm still digesting and reflecting on this incredible experience and how it's shifted my viewpoint to a certain extent. If I was a betting man, I think you'll probably hear a lot more about this topic during the high holidays. Because after all, the greatest gift that I can receive during the summer is inspiration for a holiday sermon. So if you'd like to hear more, please join us at Valley Beth Shalom for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. The packed itinerary of our meetings grew and intensified as the trip progressed. In Abu Dhabi, we met with a member of the royal family, the director of the Abrahamic Family Center. We also had a briefing with Dr. Ali Al-Nuami, an architect of the Abraham Accords. After arriving in Dubai, we met with leaders of the growing Jewish community there, local civic and cultural leaders. I even toured the Dubai Holocaust exhibit, which was one of the many video blogs that I recorded for the community. In Bahrain, we engaged with a minister, a Jewish member of their parliament, because they have held a Jewish seat in their parliament for more than 100 years, and the Israeli ambassador to Bahrain. Finally, in Israel, our trip began with breakfast with Natan Sharansky, an array of diplomats, 8 members of the Knesset from all parties, and it culminated in a meeting that included a dialogue with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in his cabinet room. These 3 countries are not the same, and it didn't take me 11 days to figure that out. Each one faces unique challenges, socially, demographically, economically, and politically. Yet, each one shares a common value of tolerance and eagerness to engage not only government to government, but to engage people to people. Representatives of all 3 countries shared that the Abraham Accords are not intended to resemble the peace agreement between Israel and Egypt or Israel and Jordan. The Abraham Accords is supposed to spearhead a new era of peace and prosperity in the region and begin a new chapter of engagement between Muslims and Jews. And that's exactly where we fit into this picture. Our journey found a common trope in all 3 countries, where leaders expressed appreciation for the rabbis in the Zionist Rabbinic Coalition who were willing to visit and express interest in engaging in the Abraham Accords. Many organizations have already visited the countries, such as the AJC and the ADL and AIPAC, but no rabbinic delegation like ours. Supporting Israel today doesn't only mean visiting Israel, which you all should. Supporting Israel today doesn't only mean purchasing products of Israel, which we all should. Today, supporting Israel also must include supporting her peace initiatives with neighbors in the region. When Prime Minister Netanyahu walked into the cabinet room where our group was waiting, he seemed genuinely moved to see rabbis from across the religious spectrum in support of Israel. He began his remarks by smiling and saying, "Zionist rabbis, what a novel idea. While some of us were admirers and some of us were detractors of his, all of us shared a sense of respect for the office and appreciation for his decades of service. There are too many rabbis who find relationship with Israel in only criticism of Israel. Israel and her Arab neighbors can't fathom it. In our private meetings and meals, our younger rabbinic colleagues in the group discussed the isolating effect of openly supporting Israel in rabbinical schools in America today. In many ways, our organization presents a new vision for a Zionist spirit that unites North American rabbis around Israel rather than trying to fit Israel into the politics of any individual denomination. Our love for Israel has to be a foundational value, larger in scope than our love for any particular denomination. As we enter a post-denominational world, we can stand at the center of a new order in which rabbis gather around identified values rather than gathering based on one's rabbinical school ordination. Zionism is not over because Israel's establishment and success over the last 75 years. Zionism will continue to evolve as we as a people face new challenges. Herzl could not have imagined a group of rabbis such as ours walking safely around Dubai in our kippot. Herzl could not have imagined Dubai, period. Indeed, 2 weeks ago, I could not have imagined Dubai. There were aspects of the UAE that felt familiar. For instance, in Dubai, I taught Torah at 9 a.m. at the Minyan on the Palms before the 10 a.m. service, identical to our practice here at VBS, where I teach talking Torah at 9 a.m. in the Shulweiss Chapel before we daven together at 10 a.m. And just like our minhag in our community, very few people showed up on time. And during the services in Dubai, very few wanted to sit in the front 2 rows. It proves no matter where the Jews are from, and in that group, South Africa, Lebanon, Turkey, and Los Angeles, we're family. We have similar instincts. And yet, naturally, aspects of the UAE and Bahrain felt foreign. The benevolent dictatorship of the royal family in the UAE expressed tolerance and welcoming for Jews, but it's not the liberal democracy of Israel or the United States. The opulence felt foreign, or perhaps just foreign to me. I spoke a sentence in Dubai that I never thought that I would ever say in my life. I was on the phone with Blair one morning, early in the morning, and there was a knock at my hotel door, and I said to Blair at the St. Regis in Dubai, "Blair, I'm sorry, I have to go. My butler is at the door." It's challenging. It's really hard to move from a butler country to a non-butler country. The airports in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, and in Bahrain are sparkling clean. They're wide open. The employees are all friendly, and they're concerned about your customer satisfaction. And then we arrived at Ben Gurion. And Ben Gurion is home. It's just as simple as that. No matter the challenge, no matter the internal strife, no matter the bad media coverage of the moment, to see the blue Star of David waving on the flag means that we have arrived home. This week in Parshat Balak, it's a foreign prophet who declares, "Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael." How goodly are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. At times, it's easier to recognize the beauty of the Jewish people from an outsider's perspective. As lovely and welcoming as were our hosts in the UAE and in Bahrain, Israel is our home. It is for us to recognize the goodliness of Israel, the national tent of our people. We have to take the encouragement and the advice of the Emiratis and the Bahrain and bring it back to Jewish communities, to teach Ma Tovu Ohalecha Yaakov, so that we can begin to see it with our own eyes. No matter with whom we met in Israel, from the government, whether it be from the coalition or the opposition, we expressed as a group the need for dialogue, the need for consensus. We listened and we were heard. For we only have one goodly tent for our people, and it's only the one state of Israel. Many of us say that if we only had the chance to speak with Israel's leaders, then we would say this or we would say that. Our delegation had the opportunity. We walked through the halls of power and we expressed all of our thoughts. Our conversations were fruitful because they were grounded in the rabbinic principle of Ahavat Yisrael, the love of Israel. And I look forward to returning to Israel with our VBS mission in 4 weeks. The best way to leave Israel, the only way to leave Israel, is to know the next time that you're coming back. Perhaps, just perhaps, we've helped to inspire a new or renewed chapter of Zionism in parts of the American rabbinate, and that would be good for America. It would be good for Israel, and it'd be good for the entire Jewish people. Shabbat shalom, everyone.